and seniors, seeing if they can lead those sophomores and freshmen. Serve coming over, fielded by the libero. Spike coming as Villena gets it. Jones sets it. Spike coming from Stark, blocking from back at that statting table. Enright, Jones, Stark, fielded cleanly by the Greyhounds. Set up, and Spike coming from Dean, fielded by Villena as Deacher sends it back over. Spike coming again from Dean, and Deacher gets it. Jones sets it. Carissa Michelle spikes it. Villena, the libero on this team, serving an important role for this squad. As Villena gets set and delivers. Fielded by the other libero, Barbara Illig, set and Spike coming, blocked at the line by Weber. Jones sets. Spike coming from Sarah Enright. That was a hard one. Enright, Jones, Weber, fielded cleanly by Dean. Spike coming over. The front wall deals with it well. But serve coming. Villena, Miller, Weber. Illig back again for a serve. Villena, Miller, Avery Smith, fielded by the Greyhounds. Weber, Miller, Deacher blocked at the line. Illig fields it. Spike coming over. Run by Barbara Illig. Serve coming over. Villena, Miller, Weber blocked at the line. Villena again. Set by Miller. Spike by Deacher. Set by Miller. Tapper by Stark. Fielded by the Greyhounds. Set and Spike coming. Blocked at the line. It's Smith and either. Serve coming. Villena, Miller, Enright. Ranging to make the play are the Greyhounds, but Illig is there to back her up. Villena, Miller, Smith. Serve coming. Villena, Miller, Stark. Fielded cleanly there by Calder, and Spike coming. Blocked at the line by the Owl. Sends it over. Villena gets it. Miller sets it. Spike coming from James over the line. Tap by Illig. Ranging backwards to make that play are the Greyhounds, and Barbara Illig. Impressive play on that one. Spike coming from Deacher. Diving to make that play is Calder, and Illig brings it up. Dean spikes it. Outright. Villena, Enright, Deacher. Fielded by DeStasio. Set up in the air by Calder, and Spike coming from Dean. Sliding is Aubrey Villena. As a libero, you can't be afraid to hit the ground, and Aubrey Villena's already done that multiple times this game. Spike coming from Michelle. Looking to make that play as DeStasio running back. Michelle sends the serve over. Set. Spike coming. Just tapped over Villena, ranging over to get it. Jones sets it. Weber spikes it. Batted at the line, and it's down. Set and Spike. Diving on that play is Enright. Weber keeps it up, and there goes Carissa Michelle. Excellent play by Southern Connecticut. Spike coming to get this game back together. Michelle. Set and Spike coming. Batted at the line. Michelle gets it. Jones sets it. Weber spikes it off the top of the net, diving to make that play are the Greyhounds. Spike coming from DeStasio, fielded by Villena. Jones jumps up in the contest, and she wins it. More volleyball action from the Pels Gym on the campus of Southern Connecticut State University. Set into the air by Taylor Jones, spiked by Ahuna James. Dealt with by Barbara Illig. Villena sliding. Jones sets. Spike coming from Carissa Michelle. Barbara Illig hits that one up into the air. Tap. Really impressive number. Sliding is Enright, set to Jones. Spike coming from Carissa Michelle. Fielded by the Greyhounds, set and Spike coming from DeStasio. Villena gets it. Michelle. Enright, long bump, gets over the line. Illig, set and Spike coming from the Greyhounds. Fielded by Carissa Michelle. Spike coming from DeStasio. Some valuable reps as Alexis DeStasio serves it. Villena, Jones, Michelle. Illig sliding to make the play. Calder and Spike coming from the Greyhounds. Jones to Enright to Jones. Illig, Calderin, Spike coming, Jones sets it. Villena, Michelle, batted up the line, fielded. Calderin sends a set over. Stark sends a little tapper over. Villena, Jones, Stark with the big spike. Aubrey Villena back to the line, the sophomore out of San Diego, California. Gets the point underway with her serve just over the top of the net. Excellent serve there from Aubrey Villena. Villena gets set, delivers. DeStasio set up in the air by Calder, and Spike coming out. Villena sends the serve. DeStasio, Calderin, DeStasio again. Fielded by Ahuna James. Jones sets it. Spike coming from Enright. Aubrey Villena leading a run here. Normally known for her defensive capabilities as a libero, Villena leading an offensive run here. Really shows she is a two-way talent. First other two-way talent that pops into my head is Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat. Villena sends it over. Illig. Calder and Spike coming. Fielded by Villena. Running over to the benches. Enright stopped by Barbaro. And Villena sends it over. Spike coming. Aubrey sends the serve over. Illig. Spike coming from the Greyhounds. Tapped by Kendall Weber. Serve coming. Villena. Miller. Weber. Illig. Set and Spike coming. Diving is Aubrey Villena. Taylor Jones. Spike coming from Ahuna James. Dealt with by Barbara Illig. Set up into the air. And Spike coming from Anna Dean just over the front line. Ahuna James runs over to get it. Spike coming from Cassie Deacher. Fielded cleanly as Deacher reaches over line. As Sarah Enright sends it. Set up into the air. And Spike coming. Fielded by Aubrey Villena. Spike coming from Kendall Weber. As it's back to Aubrey Villena, who led the Owls on an early run in this set from the service line. The libero out of San Diego, California, the sophomore, sends it over just over the top of the net, sliding to make the play of the Greyhounds. Aubrey Villena. Owls need 4 to clinch the set. Aubrey Villena could get all of them. Spike coming from the Greyhounds. Villena gets it. Jones sets it. Spike coming from Michelle. With Aubrey Villena back at the service line. We have our little interlude there from Pop Smoke. Serve coming from Villena. Set into the air. Spike blocked at the line. Can make this comeback. James. Jones. Over the line. Villena dives. Ranging back as Ahuna James. And Villena gets it over. Good hustle play by the Owls. Set up into the air. Spike coming. Blocked at the line. James diving. Jones setting. Michelle over the top line. Fielded by the Greyhounds. Spike coming. Serve coming. Sarah Enright. Jones. And Michelle sends that one. But the Greyhounds range out of bounds to get it. Villena dives. Jones sets. Spike coming. Fielded by DeStasio. As DeStasio is the one who's responsible for getting it over as well. Set Jones. Spike coming from Sarah Enright. Dug out of the ground there by the Greyhounds. Villena dives to keep it alive. Spike coming from the Owls. Diving is Alexis DeStasio. Set over. Is Villena again on the ground. Jones ranging out of bounds. Spike coming from Carissa Michelle. DeStasio sets it up, and a spike coming from the Greyhounds. Ahuna James, Taylor Jones, Kendall Weber off the hands of DeStasio, and it's a point for the Owls. Momentum to this set 2, being within 2 of the win. Spike coming from DeStasio, fielded by Villena. Tap coming from Kendall Weber, fielded by Illig. Set up into the air by Calder, and Spike coming. It hits Ahuna James in the face, I believe. DeStasio tries to get it over, and with a little help from her friend in the front line, it goes. Jones, set coming. 10 Rookie of the Week at Southern. It's Kyla Hart-Perrone from field hockey won that one as well for field hockey. Enright to Michelle. This is Division 2. Enright sends it over. Tap to the line. Looked like it was too many hits, but the refs didn't see it. Weber sends a spike over, ranging over to make that play of the Greyhounds, and Barbara Illig is the one who sends it back over. Impressive play by the Greyhounds. Miller, Deacher after 9, so thank you to these refs. Illig. Spike coming over from DeStasio. James sends that one over on a bump. Very close to the net. Did not look like she got the full form off on that hit, but it doesn't matter. Undefeated. Serve coming. Villena set up into the air by Miller. Spike coming from Ahuna James, fielded by the Greyhounds. As Barbara Illig sends that one over. Villena, Miller, Weber. Villena gets set, delivers the serve. Just out of bounds. Actually, never mind. Falls inbounds. Villena gets set, delivers another serve. DeStasio tries to get it and delivers. Stark gets it. Jones sets it. Spike by Enright. It was Enright who got the first one. Mixing up my Sarah's. Blocked at the line by the Owls. DeStasio sends that one over. Villena, Jones, Enright gets set, delivers. Bumped up into the air by DeStasio. And a spike coming from the Greyhounds. Villena, Jones, Enright blocked at the line. Enright and Villena both go try to get it. Spike coming from Ahuna James, finds the back corner and delivers. Set up into the air and a spike coming over the front line. Michelle gets it, Jones sets it. Spike coming from Enright, diving to the floor there to make that play is D'Estasio. Michelle, Jones, Weber. D'Estasio spikes, sliding to make the plays. Villena, Jones ranging back all the way from the front line. Spike coming from Sarah Enright, fielded by the libero, Illig. Villena, Enright gets it, Jones spikes it, fielded by the Greyhounds. Spike coming, batted at the line. Kendall Weber keeps it alive. Aubrey Villena sends it over. D'Estasio set up into the air, and Spike coming from the Greyhounds, sliding to make the plays. Sarah Enright set up into the air by Jones. Spike coming from Carissa Michelle, fielded by D'Estasio. Spike coming over from Barbara Illig, sliding as Aubrey Villena, set up by Jones. Tapper coming from Kendall Weber. Illig dives to make the play. D'Estasio keeps it alive, sending it back over to the Greyhounds. Jones sets it. Spike coming from Sarah Enright, grins the point. Serve coming. Illig set up into the air, and Spike coming over the front line, fielded by Enright, set up in the air by Miller. Spike by Ahuna James, diving to make the plays. Aubrey Villena. Barbara Illig back to serve. Villena sends that one up into the air. Miller sets. Tap coming from Avery Smith, set up into the air by the Greyhounds. Another set, and Spike coming. OB's here as Michelle sends it over. Bumped up into the air, set coming. Spike coming from the Greyhounds, diving to make the plays. Ahuna James. Taylor Jones ranges back as Aubrey Villena sends over a light bump. Calder and Spike coming from the Greyhounds. Tapped over by Kendall Weber. Enright. To Jones to Weber. Serve coming. Enright. Miller to James. Set up into the air by the Greyhounds. D'Estasio gets it. Spike coming from Dean. Fielded by Miller. Villena gets it. Enright spikes it off the shoulder. Enright sends the serve over. Dean. Set up and Spike coming from the Greyhounds. Blocked at the line by James and Weber. Spike coming from Dean. Blocked at the line by Weber again. Villena, sorry. Miller. Weber blocked at the line. Gets a taste of her own medicine. Villena to James. Employees across the board at facilities as well as communications. Thank you to our crew. Spike coming from Avery Smith. Batted at the line. Diving is Barbara Illig. Tapper coming over from Ahuna James as subbed in. Serve coming from Villena. Illig. Calderin. Spike coming. Blocked to the line. Who else? Any 10 Rookie of the Week. Kendall Weber. Could be the final set. Villena sends it over. Illig. Calderin. Spike coming from D'Estasio. Here is Aubrey. Aubrey Villena sends the serve over. D'Estasio set into the air by Calderin. Spike coming. Diving is Ahuna James, ranging over near the bleachers is Taylor Jones. Spike coming over from Enright. Illig. Spike coming from the Greyhounds by Dean. Blocked at the line. Tipped. Miller. Villena. Smith are on the floor. It's 3 out of the 4 stars for this Assumption Greyhounds team year. Serve coming. Dean. Bumped up into the air. Spike coming from D'Estasio. Diving is Aubrey Villena. Miller gets to it. James spikes it. Batted at the line by the Greyhounds. Set and Spike coming over from Dean. Tapped at the line. Diving is Lily Miller. Diving again is Aubrey Villena. Villena. Miller. Avery Smith batted at the line and falls.